Assalamu alaikum dear students. I am Dr. Shajabeen and today's topic is properties of cardiac muscle, that is also known as cardiac myocyte, which forms the main bulk of the heart. These are the objectives. At the end of the lecture you would be able to discuss the types of muscles and their characteristics, discuss structural properties of cardiac muscle, how they work as syncytium, along with the role of gap junctions and intercalated disc, discuss the physiological properties of cardiac muscle like excitability, contractility, rhythmicity, and conductivity. You would also be able to know the significance of distinguished features of cardiac muscle like pacemaker, long refractory period, and all or none law, and Frank Starling mechanism. Three basic types of muscles are skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, and cardiac muscle. Skeletal muscle act on skeleton. They are attached to bones and play a key role in maintaining posture, locomotion, speech, and respiration. While the smooth muscle are present in the walls of most of the hollow organs, viscera, blood vessels, and skin, and cardiac muscles are present in wall of heart, forming myocardium. Second most important feature of the muscle is that they are under conscious control or not. Skeletal muscles are under conscious control, that is, they are voluntary in action. Voluntary means they are controlled by central nervous system CNS unconscious, while the smooth muscle and cardiac muscles are not under conscious control, hence they are known as involuntary muscles. Third feature is striation. The skeletal muscle shows striations. It is classified as striated muscle. What are striations? These are transverse lines that are present in the skeletal muscles, and these striations are also present in cardiac muscle, while these striations are absent in smooth muscle. Here you can see the micrograph of all the muscles. Look at A, skeletal muscle showing transverse striations. What are striations? These are highly organized arrangement of contractile proteins actin and myosin, and at the interval of around 2 to 3 micrometer. You can see, look at B, the cardiac muscle. The cardiac muscle also showing striations. While the smooth muscle, look at here, the smooth muscle at C, this one. The smooth muscle lacks striations, that is evident from this picture. Now the cardiac muscle or myocardium further composed of two major types of muscle fibers. First type is myocardial contractile muscle fiber, forming the 99% of the bulk. Consists of atrial muscle and ventricular muscle. The atrial muscle and ventricular muscle contain more contractile protein, actin and myosin, and contract in much the same way as skeletal muscle, except that the duration of the contraction is much longer. Second type is myocardial excitatory and conductive muscle fiber. These are specialized excitatory and conductive fibers. They have less, or you can say few, contractile proteins, actins, and myosin. Instead, they exhibit either automatic rhythmical electrical discharge in the form of action potential or pacemaker, or conduct the action potential through the heart. These are the structural properties of cardiac muscle. You know they are striated. Look at the picture. They are cylindrical in shape and branched in appearance. You can see that these are smaller than skeletal muscle, as of only 14 micrometer in diameter, while the skeletal muscle are around 10 to 100 micrometer in diameter. They have one nucleus in the center of the cell, as many nuclei are present in skeletal muscle. Most important, adjacent cells are interconnected end to end by intercalated disc. You can see here the black one. What are intercalated discs? Intercalated discs are actually cell membranes that separate individual cardiac muscle cells from one another. Look at here in the picture, intercalated disc. Intercalated discs contain combination of mechanical and electrical connection. Anchoring desmosomes are the mechanical junction. Look at here, the brown color. This is the anchoring desmosome. Anchoring desmosomes keep the cells from pulling apart during contraction. On the other hand, gap junctions provide electrical connections between the cells. Look at here, for the propagation of action potential, making the heart a syncytium. This is a very good picture showing intercalated disc. Look at here, the anchoring desmosomes, the mechanical rivets that hold the cells tightly together, and the bridging gap junctions, this one, allowing rapid diffusion of ions and action potential. Cardiac muscle cells function as a syncytium. What is syncytium? Syncytium means tissue with a cytoplasmic continuity between adjacent cells. However, cardiac muscle is a physiological syncytium, as there is no anatomical continuity of cytoplasm between the cells. You know it. And they are separated by the cell membranes, these intercalated discs. But due to the special arrangement in these intercalated discs, the presence of desmosomes and gap junctions, the cardiac muscle cells within the heart is said to form an electrical and mechanical syncytium that allows a single action potential that is generated within the sinoatrial node, SA node, we will do it later, to pass throughout the heart so that the heart can contract in a synchronous, coordinated, wave-like fashion like a syncytium. The heart actually is composed of two syncytiums. The atrial syncytium above and the ventricular consist of both the atrias and the ventricular syncytium that constitutes the two ventricle. The reason is the atria are separated from the ventricles by a fibrous tissue. You look at here, the green colored one, that surrounds the atrioventricular valvular opening between the atria and the ventricles. And normally potentials are not conducted from the atrial syncytium into the ventricular syncytium, directly through this fibrous tissue because it is electrically non-conductive. Instead, the potentials are conducted only by way of a specialized conductive system called the AV bundle, a bundle of conductive fibers. A bundle of conductive fibers. This has a great physiological significance. This division of muscle of the heart into two functional syncytiums allows the atria to contract a short time ahead of ventricular contraction that is necessary for the effectiveness of heart pumping. The basic physiological properties of cardiac muscles include excitability to any stimuli. In response, they contract with the property of contractility. They also possess ability to undergo spontaneous depolarization and produce electrical impulse known as automaticity. They produce impulse rhythmically with the property of rhythmicity, and they also conduct that impulse with the ability of conductivity. The property of excitability is known as bathmotropism, contractility inotropism, rhythmicity chronotropism, and conductivity as dromotropism. These can be modified by several factors such as neural, humoral, abnormal levels of ions in ECF, or merely by alteration in body temperature. Then these are designated as positively or negatively affected. For example, if the property or ability of heart contractility is decreased, it is denoted as negative inotropic effect, or when increased as positive inotropic effect, as by sympathetic stimulation. Excitability is the property by which tissues respond to stimuli. Cardiac muscle initial response to a stimulus is electrical activity in the form of action potential, followed by mechanical activity in the form of contraction. This property of excitability is also known as bathmotropism, and it can be modified as positive bathmotropic effect or action whenever the excitability is increased as by the sympathetic supply, or negative bathmotropic action, which means decreased in the excitability of cardiac muscle. Action potential in the cardiac muscle is different from other tissues like skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, and nervous tissue. The main difference is the prolonged duration. Duration of action potential in cardiac muscle is 250 to 350 millisecond. You can see from the picture here, this is the action potential of cardiac muscle here below, and this is for the skeletal muscle. You can see that the prolonged action potential here is due to the presence of a distinct feature that is known as plateau phase, and due to the delayed repolarization phase. We will do the ionic basis of cardiac action potential in detail in the next lecture. Contractility is the ability of the cardiac muscle to generate force to shorten and do work when sufficient stimulus is applied. You can see here at the below, you can identify the cardiac muscle action potential with the plateau, and this is the muscle tension here. Mechanical response in cardiac muscle fiber begins just after the start of depolarization. You can see from here, and last about 1.5 times as long as the action potential. Look at here. Thus the mechanical response, it is at the 300 millisecond, overlaps the electrical response, the whole one. It is ending at 200 millisecond for the whole period. So it is in contrast to the skeletal muscle. Look at above, where the mechanical response begins a few milliseconds after the end of the repolarization, the red one. The red one. And in this case, in the case of skeletal muscle, it can cause the muscle to re-stimulate again and again. The response of a cardiac muscle to a stimulus is all or none in character. That is, when a stimulus is applied, either the heart does not contract at all, that is the non-response, or contracts to its maximum ability, that is the response of all response, with all its ability to contract. This is all because of the syncytial arrangement of the cardiac muscle fibers. Therefore, the all or none law in heart is applicable to whole of the functional syncytial unit, that is the entire atria or the entire ventricle. Frank Starling mechanism is the ability, intrinsic ability of the heart to adapt to increasing volumes of inflowing blood, and it was proposed by two physiologists, Frank and Starling. This mechanism or law says within physiological limits, the heart pumps all the blood that returns to it. What happens when an extra amount of blood flows into the ventricles? The cardiac muscle itself is stretched to greater length. This in turn causes the muscle to contract with increased force because the actin and myosin filaments are brought to a nearly optimal degree of overlap for the generation of force. Therefore, the ventricles, because of its increased pumping, automatically pumps the extra blood into the arteries. Now, another distinguished property of cardiac muscle is the refractory period. What is refractory period? Refractory period is the period of action potential during which the cardiac muscle does not respond to a stimulus. Cardiac muscle has a long refractory period. The refractory period of cardiac muscle are of two types. Number one is absolute refractory period. During this period, the cardiac muscle does not show any response at all. Look at the graph here. This is the action potential. From the plateau, you can know very well that this is the action potential of cardiac muscle. Now, look at here at the absolute refractory period. It extends from zero phase, depolarization, initial repolarization, whole of the plateau phase, and the half of the repolarization phase. Look at below. This graph is showing the contraction and relaxation, that is the contractility in response of this action potential. And then the absolute refractory period consists of whole contraction and half of the relaxation phase. The contraction of cardiac muscle is known as systole, while the relaxation is known as the diastole. Now the second type of refractory period is relative refractory period. During this period, the muscle shows response if the strength of stimulus is increased to maximum, and it extends from the second half of the phase 3, that is the repolarization. And here it is at the relaxation. At the end of the relaxation, the muscle can be stimulated if the stimulus is given at the maximum strength. So, this long absolute refractory period in the cardiac muscle from all the contraction phase to the half of the relaxation phase has a great significance. During contraction phase, the cardiac muscle is refractory to any stimulus. Like skeletal muscle, if more than one stimuli are given, summation or adding up of contraction does not occur. Besides, it also helps the heart not to become weak due to fatigue. Moreover, tetanus, which is the state of sustained contraction, means continuous contraction state due to multiple stimuli, cannot be produced in the cardiac muscle. This property is very important since the heart has to perform the function of pumping. For this, it must relax to get filled up again and then contract to pump out the blood. In case of tetanization or sustained contraction, whole function of heart as a pump would become useless. So this long refractory period gives the heart the importance that it does not go into the summation, fatigue, or tetanus phenomena like the skeletal muscle. Automaticity refers to the property of cardiac muscle which enables the heart to initiate its own impulse, and when these impulses are initiated or generated at constant rhythmical intervals, this property is known as rhythmicity. Cardiac muscle shows both the automaticity and rhythmicity. And because of these properties, the heart continues to beat even after all the nerves to it are sectioned, just because of the presence of a specialized pacemaker tissue in the heart that can initiate repetitive action potentials. What is pacemaker? Pacemaker are the autorhythmic cells that do not contract but instead are specialized for initiating and conducting the action potential that is responsible for contraction of the other contractile working cells. In human hearts, SA node or the sinoatrial node is a small strip of modified cardiac muscle situated in the superolateral wall of the right atrium. You can see this is the yellow colored, situated at the superolateral wall of the right atrium just below the opening of superior vena cava. This SA node is the pacemaker. Other parts of the heart, such as AV node and others, can produce the impulses and function as pacemakers. But SA node is called the pacemaker because the rate of production of impulse, or you can say rhythmicity, is more in SA node than in other parts. It is about 70 to 80 beats per minute. That is our heartbeat. Now, how the SA node works as pacemaker, you can see here in the graph. In pacemaker SA node fibers, the resting membrane potential is only minus 55 to minus 60 millivolts. Here you can see. And the most important thing is it is not steady. That is, it shows a slow rise in the resting membrane potential due to slow depolarization. Due to this slow depolarization, the threshold level is at minus 40 millivolts. You can see the dotted line. Once the threshold or the firing level or the minus 40 MV is reached, there occurs a rapid depolarization. You can see here up to plus 5 millivolts. Here you can see. And then occurs the rapid repolarization. There occurs action potential and generation of an impulse. After repolarization, once again the resting membrane potential is reached, which is again not a stable and starts rising slowly, drifting, you can see, to reach again at the threshold level and to produce the second impulse. The slow rising or drifting membrane potential in between the action potentials is called pre-potential or pacemaker potential, and presence of this unique feature in the cells of pacemaker tissue is the underlying mechanism responsible for self-generation of rhythmic impulses, autorhythmicity, and the ionic basis, the opening of the channels and the efflux or influx of the ions due to which these impulses occur. We will do it inshallah in the next lecture. Now come to the last property of cardiac muscle, conductivity. Human heart has a specialized conductive system that conduct impulses generated by SA node and transmit it to all parts of the heart. Conductive system consists of SA node, AV node, bundle of His, right and left bundle branches, and then the Purkinje fibers. Here is the pictorial representation of conductive system of heart. Impulses are generated at SA node. Then after some delay, they reach to AV node, then to bundle of His. Afterwards conducted through left and right branches at the apex. Purkinje fibers transmit the impulses to the remaining of the heart muscles. Thank you, students. This is my email address for your queries and the reference books names.